but I have all the time for you. I have no other than you. I am exclusively yours. I am your Lord. I am your personal Lord. I am no longer Allah. I am no longer the Lord of Jibreel or Mikael or Israfil or Israel. I am no longer the Rabbul Alameen. Say, Rabbi, I am just yours. It's quite amazing. It's quite mind-blowing that on the one hand, it's such a difficult path, and on the other hand, it's just there. This instills us with confidence that if we do partake in this beautiful process, that He is there at every instance, giving that growth, unveiling us at every moment, and revealing His beautiful self to us as we progress in this journey. The only thing that needs to be done is that Ibrahim needs to take that axe, or Ali needs to take that sword and be ready to break and behead the idols. We look at these beautiful lovers of Hussein ibn Ali who have gone through this. Habib ibn Madahir. There's a riwayah that the children were playing with Hussein ibn Ali in his childhood, and the Prophet observed. He said to them, "Bring that young child to me." When they brought Habib to him, he began to kiss his forehead, his lips, and his hands. The Sahaba said, "Ya Rasulullah, why do you shower such affection to this child as opposed to others?" He said, "You did not observe what I observed. He was taking the dust from the feet of Al-Hussein and applying it to his head. He is the lover of Hussein ibn Ali." Hussein is in Karbala. The forces of Yazid are arriving into Karbala. Zainab observes Hussein and Hussein's thirsty companions. She says, "Oh Hussein, do you not have anyone that you can call for your help?" Hussein looked at her. He said, "Oh sister, who shall come to the aid of your brother in this wilderness?" "Oh Hussein, what about your childhood friend Habib?" As he heard the name of Habib, he broke into a smile. He wrote a letter to Habib ibn Madahir, from Hussein ibn Ali. "Oh Habib, you are Rajul Faqih and Alim. At receiving my letter, know that these enemies have surrounded me and hasten to my assistance." It was in the darkness of the night that Habib hears the knocking at his door. He calls out, "Who comes to me at this point?" "Qasid of Al-Hussein," comes the reply. The messenger of Al-Hussein. He heard the name of Al-Hussein and jumped from his seat, ran to the door. He opened. When he received the letter, he placed it upon his chest and his forehead and kissed it. He read the content of the letter. He came back into the house. His wife said, "I heard it was Qasid of Al-Hussein that has come. What are the contents of the letter? Hussein is indeed surrounded by the enemies and asks me for my assistance. What is your intention? How may I leave you at such an old age?" She said, "Oh Habib, if you hesitate to go, then I shall mount your horse and go for the assistance of Al-Hussein." Habib stated, "This is what I wish to hear from you." He dispatched his horse with his servant. There was a blockade at the boundaries of Kufa. He stated to his servant, "I shall come to you, and together we shall go to Karbala." The servant of Habib waited with his steed at the boundaries of Kufa. And when Habib was delayed in coming, the servant uttered to the horse, "O horse, worry not, fear not. If your master does not arrive, by Allah I shall ascend you and rush for the assistance of Al-Hussein." Habib heard this and he said to him, "I free you in the way of Allah." He stated, "If you free me in the way of Allah, then take me with you to Al-Hussein." Here Habib was making his way towards Al-Hussein, and Hussein was preparing his forces. He was preparing the standards. He gave the standards out, and he clapped a glorious standard for himself. They all desired, the companions desired, that standard should be given to them. And they said, "Oh Hussein, hand us this standard." He said, "No, the bearer of this standard shall approach soon." As he said this, dust raised from the side of Kufa, direction of Kufa, and they understood that a horseman is galloping at a speedy rate towards Hussein. As he arrived, they saw it was Habib ibn Madahir. When he looked at the face of Hussein, he called out and he said, "O Hussein, even though I have become an old man, even though my bones have withered away, yet as soon as I behold the beauty of your face, youthful blood begins to rush within my veins." There was a commotion in the camp of Al-Hussein. When Zainab heard the rising of these noises, she said, "O Fidda, what is this commotion?" Fidda said, "Do you not know that the childhood friend of Al-Hussein has arrived for his aid, Habib ibn Madahir?" Zainab said, "O Fidda, go to him and salute him." When Fidda came to him and said, "O Habib, the daughter of Fatima sends her salutations to you," he slapped his face and he said, "Wa ghurbata." Oh, for destitution has such a time befallen the daughters of Fatima that they salute the servants of the household of the Prophet. Habib was with Hussein. There came the time of Dhuhr. Hussein was reminded of the Zuhr prayers. Hussein stood. Habib said, "O Hussein, indeed I wish to pray behind your grandfather in the folds of paradise. Let me engage with your enemies." Hussein said, "So be it." Humayd ibn Muslim says in his riwayah, he states Habib fought. In his old age, he killed over 80 people, and he cried out, "O people, by God, had we had a drop of water, we would have killed all of you. How dare you invite Hussein as a guest and then betray him and kill him?" Habib was narrating poetry and chanting his words as he was struck from the back. As he was struck, Habib could not maintain himself on the back of the horse. As he began to descend, he said, "Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. O Aba Abdullah, hasten to me." Humayd ibn Muslim says, "By Allah, I have not seen the despair on the face of Hussein before the falling of Habib. I saw Hussein hopeless when he heard the cry of Habib." Hussein rushed and ran to Habib. He took Habib's head and he said, "O Habib, shall you leave me on my own? O Habib, have you not been my childhood friend?" Hussein, filled with tears, looked at Habib, and Habib began to smile. He said, "O Habib, what is it that you see?" "I see your grandfather advancing the goblet of Kawthar and telling me, 'O Habib, quench your thirst. You have been relieved of the sorrows of this world.' And O Habib, tell my Hussein, 'O Hussein, come to me, for I eagerly await you.'" ألا لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. رحم الله من قرأ الفاتحة.